Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Shelby. This video is going to be a little different than my other videos. Normally I'm reviewing candles or talking about candles and empties and books, but this video is going to be more of a video for me to look back on in the future. And yeah, it is talking about the process of becoming debt-free. I would like to, by the end of this year, really truly cut down on my debt, but also by next year of 2021 be completely debt-free. Yeah, I'm going to talk about my debt journey so far and go through that. So I got some stuff written down just so I can go through my debt journey. So my first debt came in 2015. I guess I should back up. I graduated from high school in 2012, and I still live at home. I many times thought about like, oh, let me buy my house. But I have worked in different ministries, and if you know, being like in ministry, being a pastor, working in childcare and a Christian childcare center, you're not gonna make bank. Like, you're not gonna be rolling in dough. And I didn't really go to college. I kind of went a couple semesters. It wasn't for me. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was going into politics. I am not a politician. And so I dropped out. And I was actually able to pay for the semesters that I did go to college. And then this past year, I went to college for 2 more semesters and was able to pay for those semesters out of pocket, which was good. So I don't have any student debt, which is really exciting, because I know most people my age are drowning in student debt. And so, or they're drowning in debt from buying a home when they weren't financially stable, or different things. So I don't have, up until 2015, I did not have any debt. And so to be 21 or whatever, and not have debt, was actually a really big deal. And then from there, kind of, I spiraled out of control a little bit. In 2015, I decided that the car that I had gotten from my parents, which was older than me, that it wasn't worth driving anymore. I was nickeling and diming fixing it, and I decided, you know what, it's time to get a used vehicle, but it's new to me. And I wish I would have waited a little longer, had more money for the down payment, been more financially secure or whatever. In 2015, I got a 2010 PT Cruiser. I loved that car. One of my favorite cars. I wish I would have test drove other cars, but I think for me, it suited me. It was perfect for me. And so I had a monthly payment. I had to pay my own insurance. I've always had bills that I had to pay. My parents didn't just like give me everything, and I bought my own groceries. The only thing I don't have to pay for is my housing, because they've let me live at home. And so I had my auto loan, and I did a longer auto loan, which then resulted in higher interest, which was really tough. But my dad did co-sign the loan with me, so the interest was a lot lower than what it could have been. But the loan, if I would have followed the minimum payments, the loan would have taken me up until 2022, probably, which is a long time, especially on a car that was already 5 years old. I don't know how they let me do it. I don't know. I don't think they knew what they were doing, or they just wanted to get the sale of the car. And so, yeah, I then, in 2017, I opened my first credit card, which I regret, but at that time I was using Amazon a lot. And so I was like, well, let me just get an Amazon Prime credit card. I'll get more points. I'll be able to put the points towards other things. Like I'll be able to use the card for youth ministry and gas and all sorts of different things. That you should not give someone that was 23 or whatever a 5,000 credit limit. And I should have been smarter and not done a 5,000 credit limit, because that's insane. There's no way I could afford to pay off $5,000 in a month. And that's how they get you, is interest. That's how they really get you. And so then early 2019 rolls around and I decide, hey, I'm going to work toward debt freedom. That lasted like 4 months. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not making any progress. Oh well. Like, I'll just pay off minimum still. And then I just kept racking up more and more debt on my credit card. I would pay off the minimum, which at that time, my minimum was $75. And I would pay the 75, maybe 76. But I was not putting more. I was basically just paying the interest each month, which is not good when you're adding and adding and adding and adding more money to that. I continued to budget though, and that's something that I was thankful for, was that I would budget every last dime, every last nickel, every last penny. I budgeted and knew where it was going. I was just not smart in choosing where it was going. And I think that was my biggest downfall. And so then I was like, whatever. And then 2020 came around and I was kind of like, I don't really care. Like, things will get paid off as they will. Like, I'm not gonna rush it. And then, so I started out the year with around $7,000 worth of debt, which is a lot for me. I know there are people out there that will think, oh, that's nothing, that's pocket change. But that's a lot for me when I don't make that much money. I make a little over minimum wage. And so paying my other bills and then paying minimum towards debt, like, I was not getting out of debt. I was not climbing out of debt at all. And so, I had no plan to hurry through that. I had no reason to, until January 12th of 2020. My car completely died and I still had 2 years of payments on it. It completely died. There was no point in fixing it. It was a PT Cruiser. Timing belt snapped. It's normal when they're like 10 years old. And I still had like 2 years to pay on it, which is ridiculous. But it is what it is. I had to be an adult and I had to ask my parents to use my sister's car while she's away at college, which sucks. And I had to, in order to get rid of the car, I had to take out a personal loan from my bank and then pay off the debt that I owed to the bank that I got the loan out for my car. So I paid off that and was able to sell the car and get a little bit of money for it. Not much. I got like $180, because it really wasn't worth anything without a timing belt. And so January 12th of this year, I decided, you got to get serious about your debt. You got to get serious about paying off your debt so you can get a new vehicle. And so really, like, this year isn't about paying off all my debt, because I have to get a vehicle. My goal is to have a good amount saved up to get a new vehicle. Not a used and new to me, but a new one. I want to get a new one for the fact of the reliability of a new vehicle, the warranty of a new vehicle. I just, don't find me on it. That's what I want to do. And so, like, I need to save up money, but I also need to pay off that personal loan. And so the personal loan I took out was for $2,500, maybe a little less than that, like $2,300. And yeah, so I have that to pay off, and I want to pay that off before I get a new vehicle. So my goal to pay that off would be to pay it off by May, which is around when my sister will be home and has to have her car back. And so yeah, starting off the year with $6,600 in debt, trying to pay off my phone, my personal loan, and my credit card this year is going to be hard. But just alone in the month of January, from January 12th onto January 31st, I was able to put $746 towards debt, which I know, like, it won't necessarily look like that every time because it had to do with, like, I sold my car, and so I put that $180 straight into my personal loan. And I got a reimbursement for mileage for one of my, like, youth trips that I went on, and so I was able to put that money straight towards my personal loan. And so my goal is to pay off the personal loan, which currently stands at $1,811 by May. And then my phone, which is on my phone is on my parents' plan, which makes it cheaper, but I still owe $263 on my phone, which I would like to pay off by July. I should be able to pay it off earlier, but I want to pay off my personal loan first. And then right now my credit card stands at $3,730, and I want to pay that off by December. I think it's possible. I'm gonna start putting half of my paychecks towards debt, which is a lot for me, but I'm going to live with no spend, only minimal amount of money on gas and food. I canceled a lot of my other memberships, or like downgraded my memberships. I canceled my gym membership that I wasn't using. I canceled my Amazon Prime membership that I was not really using anymore. I canceled a couple of my TV subscription memberships, or I took them down to the one TV viewing plan. I don't have to pay car insurance right now until I get a car, which is nice because I was able to get a little bit of money back from paying up front. And so that's part of how I'll be saving money. But some other things is I'm planning on selling things. Right now I'm selling a lot of my planner stuff that I just don't use. So I'm selling that. I'm also planning on selling some electronical stuff that I don't use. Like, I don't use a GoPro. Why do I have one? So I'm going to be selling things. I'm also going to be doing ThredUp, which if you don't know, it's a company that they send you like a bag, and you can put any clothes that you're not wearing anymore in it, and then send it to them, and they worry about selling them for you. And I believe only like 40% of items get accepted, but still, that's, I mean, it takes the dealing with people buying and Facebook Marketplace off of it. You don't have to worry about any of that. And then I'm trying to also do some potential side hustles, maybe doing Shipt, where you deliver groceries. I can't really necessarily do that until I have my own vehicle, but also like babysitting outside of work, or just other things. And then I am going to be sticking to a very tight budget, and so that really means like no eating out unless if I have like rewards. The one time I ate out this month or last month after January 12th was to Chick-fil-A, and I had rewards for a free meal. And so I used it. If I go out, I'm gonna be using gift cards and things like that. So tight budget. And then also using cash envelopes, because then if I can't just use or swipe my card. I think it'll be a lot easier to save money because it'll be, okay, I have $13 left in my food budget for this week. What do I do? And so if you would like to see a video of how I budget, I can do that. It's not really exciting. But yeah, so that's kind of my debt journey. Every couple months I will probably update you guys. I'll probably update you guys when I get a car about like the process and like how I went through that and how, like, what did I decide to do, how much did I put down, and different things like that. So yeah, feel free to like and subscribe. Let me know if you liked this video by commenting below. If you want to see the debt-free journey or debt-less journey, let me know. If this isn't interesting to you, then oh well, I'm still gonna post it because it's something that like I want to remember. I want to remember like this is where I started. Now let me work through this. Yeah, so thanks. Bye.